What's popping, y'all? They're trying to rewrite some Cardi B history and running some Cardi B propaganda because Bia, the female rapper from, I believe she's from Boston. I know she's from Massachusetts or somewhere in the Northeast, certainly. But she got into it and dropped a diss track towards Cardi B last year that Cardi B didn't even respond to until this year. It's insane. She's like, oh, I'm going to respond to this on my album. There's quite a timeline of that beef, and it's a ridiculous timeline. But it's a ridiculous way that the beef started. And it got into a game of telephone where a bunch of fans were saying that the beef started for other reasons than why it actually did. And it started over sneaky disses and misinterpreting certain things that were said as sneak disses. But Bia, she just dropped her album recently titled Bianca. It's her first project in a couple of years. I think it's 2 years. She dropped this international project, or it was an international deluxe. Really Her. That was in 2023 when she collaborated with people like Gigs, which was kind of surprising. She had a song with Timbaland. She also had Swizz Beats on there. She's been working. Let's say that. She's also on DDG's recent album on the song Jaded. But she's been promoting her album, and I like the fact that she dropped it when Cardi B's dropping too, or like when Cardi B's got a lot of attraction around her name. And in one of the interviews, they asked her about a reply to Cardi B and said she didn't reply in her album. And Bia says the following.
I was expecting a response on the album. I didn't hear one. Is a response coming?
I'm not sure. I think I have a year to find out. I think I have a year to like make my mind up. I have a year to like I have some time. I have some time. Maybe I can go get somebody to help me write it.
Is there a possibility of deading it?
Yeah, absolutely. Like that's so old to me. Like this time right now is solely about my album. I would be doing a disservice to my album to make it about another person that I claim I don't care about. So it's like I let the music speak for itself and I let the message speak for itself. And if I decide to revisit that later, like I'll do that later. But right now it's about me.
I really like how she talks about this because, yeah, she dropped the diss track a year ago and they just expect her, and by they, I mean including myself, they just expect her to just hop in and go about it all over again? Like she didn't miss a beat? Like all the life that Bia's lived in the past year, all the songs that she's worked on, all of this. Now, I don't know how they were able to align the dates for her to drop, but she gets to benefit from the fact that she beefed with Cardi B and the drama surrounding it and the promotion, and she gets to promote her album that has nothing to do with Cardi B. But this, of course, was going to be asked in every interview, so I want to circle back and just get to the timeline of the beef because she gives an explanation for how the beef started on The Breakfast Club, but I don't think she gave all of the details because let's just talk about our timeline, right? So on March 12th, 2023, people were asking Bia on an IG live session, if she had issues with Cardi B or if she switched up on Cardi B, and this was her response. I'm going to play you guys the clip right now.
Keep it 100. Sweetie, I didn't switch up on anybody because I don't know Cardi in real life. I've never met Cardi. We've never had a conversation. Like, I don't have no issues with her. It's all love, but I don't know her. Like, so y'all do too much on this app. I don't know her in real life. We don't know each other.
Shout out to her.
We don't know them. Ask me about somebody I know. Ask me about somebody I've met in real life, not online.
Because there were previously tweets of Bia supporting Cardi B that got deleted, and also Bia was tight with Nicki Minaj. They had that song, the Whole Lot of Money remix. Whole Lot of Money was already banging, but this was, A Whole Lot of Money was banging in 2021? That was the song that really took Bia to another level. So people felt like Nicki Minaj, and Super Freaky Girl, I think. The remix, I think she was on that too. So people felt like Nicki Minaj was potentially dragging her away from Cardi B because you guys know Cardi B and Nicki Minaj's stan base, they do not like each other. They are not messing with each other. But as you saw in that clip, she made it abundantly clear, I don't have an issue with Cardi B. I don't know her. We haven't met. We're not cool. Nothing like that. But a year later, people felt like Bia was taking shots at Cardi B on a feature where she rapped, "I hear chicks popping ish, and that's so funny to me. How you say you running down, but you can't walk on the beat." And people thought that was some comments that Cardi B made in an interview where she talked about struggling to rap on Ice Spice's Munch beat. And Bia also said, "I can never turn my phone on just to cry on a live. I hate a sneaky dude. Pick a side. If you want to get up with me, tell that chick that we're outside." And people thought that this was taking subs or shots at Cardi B's relationship with Offset and him cheating. And I think wasn't there also another song called Outside that they had? Regardless, like these were reaches. You could tell. Like you're like, I don't really even know about that. But the timeline, soon afterwards, like a month later, Cardi B was on the Wannabe remix with Glorilla and Megan Thee Stallion. And people felt like she was taking shots at Bia when she said, "Hope she talk like that when I see her. Woo, chick, please. Don't nobody want to Bia." They felt like she was saying Bia. "Cheap looking, aho, weak looking, great value, me looking. Girl, these chicks be P, delete every tweet looking." So the deleted tweets of her supporting Cardi B, I don't think this is as much of a reach because but this is the thing, Bia looks nothing like Cardi B. I don't see any similarities in their appearance other than maybe like makeup style. I wouldn't even be able to tell, honestly. I don't see any similarity between them in rapping. I don't see any similarity between them in appearance. I don't see any similarity between them in the way that they behave. So I found this really odd. But people did feel like she was calling her out by name, and the tweet and delete. But Bia, once this dropped, she went on Twitter and posted a clip from a rap battle where one of the MC's verses in the crowd was like, "Yo, chicks is whack, chicks is trash. I should hang chicks right over my knee the way I be putting belt to they at." So people were like, well, who could she be talking to right now? And I'm going to play you guys that clip, too, of the MC in the battle.
Crazy how you crashed out. I should have knew it was something when she wouldn't let y'all do her makeup and get her wig combed out. What?
And then in June 1st, May 31st, right after that, Bia talks about or previews the song "Sue Me." And this is when the diss track came about. At this point, the second day, what happens with Cardi B? Well, Cardi B goes on. I'm not even going to play a clip from there. That Cardi B live session was 27 minutes where she's just yelling at the camera, screaming, going in, "I'ma sue you, come with receipts. I didn't cheat on my man. This, and that." She was just talking, just yapping, just talking. Didn't drop a track, nothing like that. And then it wouldn't be until September 19th of 2025 that Cardi B dissed Bia on the Pretty and Petty track with the following lyrics. "Name 5 Bia songs, gun pointing to your head. Bow, I'm dead." She took a Bruce drop. Like this is what Bia is supposed to rap against. Seriously? And then she calls her a fake ghetto B. And this is also another thing I don't get it. Since when does Bia even act ghetto? I don't see that in her behavior. But yeah, and then she says melatonin. She calls her melatonin flow. She should run me my bread for mentioning her on the song. She says, "I'm not you." She said she'd rather die on the surgery table than walk around here looking like you. This is just like battling appearance games, which I'm not concerned about. And then she says, "Why you always at Diddy house?" This is Cardi B, still lyrics from that same excerpt from that same track. And then she refers to her as Diarrhea Bia. My goodness. And yeah, and she says Cardi talks about her saying "built like your dad" and that she gets booked when they couldn't afford Coi Leray. This just goes to show you how so out of touch. Coi Leray is a more popular figure. Maybe Players, no, not maybe. Players is a massive song. It's bigger than anything Bia has ever made. But to even put Coi Leray in a conversation with Bia is disgusting. Maybe it's because I think Bia was rocking like a certain braided look that Coi Leray was also known for. That's why people might mismatch them, but I don't see that. What the hell? Nobody confuses the two. And nobody that's a fan of Bia is like, wow, I'm really a big fan of Coi Leray. And nobody is a fan of Coi Leray. So there we go with that. So it's not like Coi Leray fans are like, yeah, like I don't really mess with Bia, or I mess with Bia too. Like Coi Leray does not have diehard fans. She has a lot of lukewarm fans. There might be people here that are like, oh yeah, I like a Coi Leray song here and there. But I'm like, would you stand behind Coi Leray? Would you like argue with other people on the internet about Coi Leray? No, you wouldn't. And that's what I mean by Coi Leray's got lukewarm fans. They're like, oh yeah, she's cool to turn on here and there. But nobody's attached to her. Like they're attached to a Cardi B or even a Bia. I think Bia's got a smaller fan base, but she's got a tight fan base. And there was also that other girl. Was her name like Princess something? She was good. She was a New York rapper too. I don't even remember. She had like a lot of alternative views, behaviors, and dress styles. Princess Nokia. Yeah, Princess Nokia. She's good. At least the last album I heard, which was several years ago. And then Cardi B talked about her on The Breakfast Club, and to sum it up, she was just saying that, oh yeah, she drew the line when she was like trying to mess up her home and mentioned her kids. But Bia addressed how she believed this started on The Breakfast Club, because The Breakfast Club asked her about this. And I'm going to play you guys that clip right now.
There were fans that were like bringing up similarities between like a video, a couple songs. Mm-hmm. I'm an artist. I write all my stuff. I don't have the resources like that maybe an artist with a bigger platform would have. So when something like that is brought to my attention, it's disheartening for like an artist that do everything on their own. Mm-hmm. So when you see something like that, I'm like, okay, I said my piece. I like the tweet. She called my phone screaming, like trying to like bully me or hold me out of how I feel. Like you can't hold me out of how I feel. Like that's just what it is. So that's where it all started. It has nothing to do with a sex tape. I don't even know what sex tape I don't even know what that's about. Like there was a lot of people also too that at that time that when I was going to the studio to make my diss, because she dissed me first. So when I went to the studio to go, okay, I'm going to the studio, rah, 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 it was in Atlanta. So there was a lot of different people that was in and out the studio, hearing what I was saying on the records, going back, saying stuff to her, Offset, whoever they were saying it to. But that had like, the stuff that she was saying that I was saying, I was not saying. Like, they even she even called me multiple times with like managers on the phone, my friends on the phone, like trying to get me on three-way to record me, do all this weird stuff. And like, when I get on the phone with somebody, I'm genuine. So my first intention is not like, let me record this so I can use it as a receipt. Like, when I get on the phone and I speak to you, it's genuine. I have no ill intentions. I know everything I said on that phone call. I know everything I said to her, about her. That's just not how I roll. So like, we could have even had a conversation about it. If you inspired by somebody or you think somebody is tight, like, it's nothing wrong to be like, if the fans pull out that similarity, you'd be like, oh yeah, I think she's fire. Yeah. But why you gotta downplay it and be like, no, I didn't do that. That's not, I would have put that, like, that's not true. You know that's not true because it's receipts. So that was my issue. This isn't even about her. This is really about real artists, like the artists that get up and go to the studio and care about the creative and do their work and have limited resources. I'm speaking for them. This is not even about her anymore. Like, it's like I'm anti-machine. Like,
Do we have any visuals coming for Bianca?
And I remember this too. I don't know if this is the inception of the beef or if it started before the first mention or the subliminals, but Bia did talk about a Cardi B music video and it looked quite similar to hers. It could just be the video direct. That's the thing. Like, Cardi B and Bia talks about this towards the end of the clip that I just played you guys, where she says, I'm anti-machine and she's just a machine. So if Cardi B is not even writing her own lyrics, do you think Cardi B is directing the music video? Do you think she knows ahead of time? Or do you think she's the one that's telling people like, hey, I want it to look like this? I don't know about that. I don't know how involved she is in that. But I would think that she would prefer to just show up. They tell her what to do for the music video. And I do think that she's involved in the promotion of things. Like, she did a great rollout, and I gave her a lot of credit for that. It was an outstanding rollout, and I think she was very involved with a lot of the collaborations and a lot of the setup for this rollout. But this is after she's broken up with Offset. And I think she's at a more motivated point in her life with that. Before, when this whole thing was going on with Bia, she was trying to keep it cool with Offset. So I don't think she was as motivated. And whenever that music video came out, I think it was just a music video director that saw what Bia was doing and was like, okay, cool, let's go after that. And when she's talking about it, she's right. We've seen a couple of times now Cardi B just screaming, raging, yelling, just completely out of it, no control of her emotions whatsoever on phone calls with people. And the fact that she recorded the phone call too is a little bit grimy. Maybe we could give it to Cardi B that she's suspicious that somebody might record her, so she's just recording to protect herself. But hey, it's a little bit hard to defend that, to be fair. Recording phone calls is something that it's a breach of trust, and in some places it's not even legal to do. But with Bia talking about Anti-Machine, you had Bia signed to Epic Records, but what she's talking about Anti-Machine is different. But people tried to come at her with some defense for Cardi B. So Genius initially posted this, and she says, this isn't even about her. This is really about artists. Like the artists can get up to go to the studio. I'm Anti-Machine. This is the clip that I just played you guys. And she continued to say, there's so much more importance to my message and what I'm here for than to rap beef. I've been out for over 10 years and I've never gotten into a rap beef. That says a lot about me. I didn't even know she's been in the game for 10 years. I just knew her for 5, 6. I have great relationships in this business because I carry myself a certain way. Why would I ruin that? I can address it anytime, but I'm just here for a bigger mission right now. And then a Cardi B fan just wrote some of the craziest cap I've ever seen in my life. Revisionist history at its finest. Saying Cardi B is the machine when we physically witnessed her on her phone making Instagram and Vine videos after working hours in the strip club, to Love and Hip Hop and still not getting handed anything, to finally making a smash hit with Bodak Yellow and following up with I Like It to cross over. I can't let Bia of all people rewrite the narrative that is Cardi's come up. That's crazy as hell. She's not rewriting Cardi B's come up. This is the problem too. Cardi B got those opportunities in 2017, 18, because if you guys recall, anybody that had a bunch of clout online, they gave them deals. Atlantic in particular gave them deals. Now, for example, let's just take Bad Baby. Bad Baby, she scathing diss tracks this year. She washed Alabama Barker, sent her to the Shadow Realm, or really you could call it the Higher Realm, whatever neighborhood she lives in. She washed her. But before that, if we circle back, she was just Cash Me Outside. She was popular on IG. She was viral. They gave her a deal. They gave her Gucci flip-flops. They gave her a couple of hits. And what are you going to say? That her come up was not the machine? Musically, it was the machine. Most certainly. And in that era, Cardi B was one of those people. So she's not saying that Cardi B didn't get famous on her own, but getting famous for your personality and getting famous for your music are two completely different things. They handed her a smash hit, Bodak Yellow, because that's the machine. The machine handed it to her. Atlantic Records handed it to her. And then another person replied, which I didn't even know about this at the time, but shout out to this lady. She said Bodak Yellow, as in quote unquote do it for the culture Bodak Yellow, as in receiving text messages from Fashion Nova, BET, The Shade Room to stream and buy Bodak Yellow. And then the person that made the initial tweet said, you mean Fashion Nova, the brand she already had an influencer deal with? You mean the Shade Room that's not even allowed to post her anymore? And this is where you know the person completely deviated from the conversation. What does the Shade Room posting her now have to do with back then? The whole point is the machine is behind her, and that's how she got on musically, and that's how they continue to sustain her. And I will give credit to Cardi B, because people like Bad Baby fell by the wayside. There were other names that I'm forgetting from that viral era where they were just trying to turn personalities into musicians. I mean, you could even see it. Like, it worked with Addison Rae the second time, but this was second generation viral era. They were trying to turn TikTokers, but they tried to do it with Dixie D'Amelio. It didn't work. Like, they had one song, they really tried to juice it. That other girl that was really, really popular, she had a good song. It was called Build a Bee. What was her name? That was the song. Bella Poarch. Yeah, where's Bella Poarch's music now? They really ran that song up, too. So, for Cardi B to be able to sustain her career for this long is very, very impressive. Oh, actually, Bella Poarch is apparently still releasing music, but it looks like she's releasing it independently. So yeah, there you go. Like this chick, now she's releasing music independently. She got dropped because the machine, Warner in this case, didn't want her anymore. Wasn't going anywhere after the first track. Yeah, but oh wow, that was 4 years ago she dropped Build a Bee. Yeah, so what did she do for like the 4 years of Cardi B from 2018 to 2022? She did a lot. Versus Bella Poarch, she came out with a smash, huge song, huge support, and 4 years later, even 2 years later, nobody knew what she was doing. So you can't take it away. Even though Cardi B has the machine, she has writers, she has all of that, she is able to sustain her popularity and her music because people are listening to her music. They're fans of her music. Her fans are, at least. So that's something that I cannot take away from Cardi B. And I don't think Bia is taking that away either. She's just looking at it like this is pointless. She said, hey, she dissed me back. This is an opportunity for me to promote my album and get a lot of attention on my art. I'm going to do that. I'm going to stick behind things that I feel are important, and I'm going to keep it pushing after that. And I may reply, or we could just squash the beef because it was never that serious to me. And I think that's a mature response from Bia. But let me know what y'all think about this in the comments. Like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you enjoyed. And I'm going to see you on the next one.